Yes, indeed. Quite. Rather. Alright.
Welcome back to another episode of And Dice and Demons. I am not your host, Max K. That is him. However, we are doing a one-shot for Halloween, so this is going to be more horror-themed of a game. We are going to start with introductions.
Crafty Andy.
Cahal.
Who the fuck are you in flesh?
Fine. Nash.
Every week with you. Every week. Max K, the former host.
My name is Betty.
And Kieran.
I don't get that reference.
Me neither.
No one does.
Anyways,
It's old. Anyway.
look at me. I am the DM now. Anyways, so, let's jump right into it. The four of you have been contracted by the Peter Hideo Enterprises company to board a Spelljammer. I should actually start off. Have any of you ever played Spelljammer or are familiar with Spelljammer?
Vaguely, but
Absolutely
it's
not.
been a minute.
Okay, it's D&D in space. So ships actually fly through, space, and you can visit planets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's D&D in space. It's a little science fiction-y, but still very fantasy. So boats are made of wood rather than a spaceship. So still very fantasy on that.
So you are essentially sailing a ship through the infinite void.
That is very orc.
Yes.
Very Treasure Island-y.
It's
Yes.
more actually kind of like Nordic, actually, when you think about it.
Here you go.
Or Treasure Planet. I already got
We
some.
already got some.
But this is actual Spelljammer stuff. You didn't know that? Here.
I did.
Anyway,
Yep.
so we are traversing
A little more
the
sci-fi.
infinite void,
All right,
doing things.
weeks ago, you departed from the main city. I actually never remember the city name. I'm sorry. The Rock of Brawl. That is where you were contracted by the Peter Hideo Enterprises company to go with their crew, as a station that would do mining of asteroids has gone completely silent. Other ships that have gone in or other spelljammers that have gone in to get their raw materials were never given any docking permission, and so they didn't know what to do, and running low on supplies, they left for another place to resupply.
Right.
It's been months since anybody's heard from this station, so your ship, helmed by Captain Sternwind, a half-elf boat captain, or spelljammer captain, who works for the company. Her crew is a very skeleton crew. They really just go in and resupply and then leave. But they deliver months of supplies to the station at a time.
Right.
The station operates fairly autonomously. There is a semi-permanent crew that lives on that station. They live and work and they mine, and they usually last there for 6 to 9 months, and then they're swapped out for another crew and they get leave. But nobody's heard from the station in a while. So, you wake up this morning. It is the last day before you are reaching the station. You head to the mess hall of the ship, and your cook, Grumbark Ironpot, a half-orc who is a very good cook with the very limited good supplies that you've had on the ship.
He makes it work.
He makes it work, and this stuff is, you're working with jerky and hardtack and things that last a while but aren't very good.
You're talking sea rations? Oh.
It's sea rations. There are no fridges still. This is fantasy. But you do get a nice breakfast of what appears to be a porridge made from the hardtack.
He made a porridge from hardtack. That's impressive.
Very impressive. Some what looks like rashers, but they're definitely jerky. But he cooked them like rashers. You also are given eggs that you managed to have supplied off of a ship that y'all found, and you traded some supplies back and forth before going about your way. So you may introduce your characters as you are getting breakfast in the morning.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Considering the fact that Jesus is probably the most ostentatious. So, I am Jesus, known as the half-insane cleric. As such, because the voices in his head he cannot tell are the gods or his voices. So you never know what you're going to get with him. And as such, he has dedicated his life to finding the gods, meeting them, and becoming their proper avatar. The problem is, he doesn't know where to start, and every way is yes. So, like I said in chat, Jesus cannot be the babysitter. He needs to be babysat. So he is a protector Asimar, and he just grabs his bowl of food, places it down, and as I'm sure this has become a common ritual to which all of you just plug your ears to, he screams his prayer of thank you to the gods for this meal before just straight up gulping it down. Like, it is cartoon style where it's like, nom, nom.
You go to start scarfing the food down, and Grumbark looks at you and says, Jesus, tomatoes for the eggs. He managed to find fresh-looking, at least, tomatoes.
One moment. Gods! Shall I have tomatoes?
Yes.
Sounds lovely, actually. Yes, thank you.
He takes like a scoop of tomatoes and sprinkles them on your eggs.
Lovely, thank you. He
Next.
just kind of headbutts the plate of food and
Next to
makes
walk into the
noise.
mess, it's you, Chris.
I'm eating my porridge thing.
Well, what's your character?
So my name is Kahal.
Oh, right, you're just playing Kahal again.
Yeah. So everyone who
Very
doesn't know.
creative, huh?
Hey, I like my Kahal character.
We like
So-
Kahal.
So I am playing Kahal.
It's a side, a side story at this point. There you go.
Different
different dimension.
timeline.
Yeah, different dimension, different timeline, different things.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with our regularly scheduled streams, you know this dude.
We all like Kahal. We're all Kaholics.
Oh my
Sitting
God.
uncomfortably at 10 feet tall standing is a gigantic werewolf
Max can't
barbarian
do psychic damage
wearing
anymore.
little nothing but his loincloth and cape. A giant axe magically seems to have been hung on his back somehow. No one knows how it stays there, but it does. It could be the matted fur. We don't know. Kahal also has one single pauldron on his left side, gifted to him by someone that he refuses to talk about. But that being said, he sits there with his bowl, watching Jesus make a mockery of himself, giggling while he eats like a dog, and joining in on the festivities.
Jesus is just straight up eating by just headbutting the bowls. No one knows why he does this. I don't even think he does.
I hold bowl and eat like dog.
A little more dignified than Jesus just...
Did you?
But at least he praises the gods before.
You're just using starting gear, right?
I would say so.
My axe, and that's all I have.
Yeah.
Is it just regular great axe? Okay, cool. Next to be in the dining hall, Kieran.
Kashim, which I kind of modeled after Chucky.
I hate you so much now.
Just like stabbing. If I can manage it, I'd probably come up with something corny to say.
So wait, you have you have a jumper and a
You mean overalls?
overalls and a
Striped shirt?
striped shirt, and your weapon is a giant kitchen knife. This is great.
That's why I just
Well,
said
it's-
daggers.
I mean, to us, it's a knife. To him, it is a full-on short sword.
Yeah.
Melee
I
Lou,
like
who will
myself
kill
some
you?
Dual wield daggers, by the way.
And Andy.
Excuse me. Don't do this to me. Get back there.
What are you trying to do?
There we go. All right. My name is Shiv Your Spine. Totally didn't make up my backstory on the fly. I am extremely trustworthy, and I never talk in doublespeak. You can always count on me to have your back, and I'm ready to...
Shiv a spine, I'm sure.
I'm always ready to poke when need be.
Eep.
I'm a simple man seeking always seeking new companions and new treasures to obtain for sharing.
And my name was actually machine generated, so that's why Kashim.
Oh, just call yourself Chucky.
All right. The ship you are on is a Star Moth vessel, so I will show you that so you know what it is. It's a longer ship, very fast, has two long wings on the sides, is kind of bulbous in the rear, which is where the cargo hold is, and that's where a majority of your goods are. Everything towards the front is like the crew deck. That's where your mess hall is, your living quarters. The helm is one floor up. This Spelljammers produce their own gravity, so you're not like floating around. You actually are, boots on the planks.
Now, are we able to like go outside and breathe the fresh air of space?
You're able to breathe around the ship. The Spelljammer helm produces its own air bubble. You get outside of that though, and you do not.
You die very fast.
You will die very fast because it's also very cold.
Or very hot, depending on if the sun's in the way.
Cosmic
Anyways.
rays.
Instant flame.
As you are still chatting, your navigator, Oriana, a elf, walks in as well. She gets her breakfast. Her and Grumbark share a few words, and she begins to eat before a little horn next to what's the ship's like very old school intercom. You just talk into it and it goes to every room of the ship. The captain's voice pipes up. Come on, Oriana. Oriana stands up, goes it. It's Oriana. We're about to bring her in. We need you at the helm. Alright, I'll be there. And she takes her bowl and starts going up. You guys have a few more moments to finish your food before the captain comes on again. This is the captain. Everybody man your stations. We're bringing her into dock. Mostly because there's no like cameras or anything, everyone like has a spot they were assigned where you go and you stand and make sure that you're not about to hit something as you're coming in. Everyone goes in man's spot. Who is at the front?
I'm going to turn into wolf form and go to the front.
If you're going to sit a bit shorter, but being in wolf form, it's going to restrict your eyesight. Because the nose of the ship like goes up.
Oh.
So if you're like down, you won't be able to see over it. So it'd be better to
Stay human.
stand over the right side. Somebody else should be on the left as well.
Well, couldn't I just put my paws up on the thing like a dog?
I'm 3
looking out the
feet
window?
tall, so I don't know.
All right, so you are also at the front then. One on one side, one on the other, because there is a spot outside where the helm can overlook. The three people inside are the captain. There is the navigator, Oriana, and then also your pilot, Silas, who is a Kenra. He sat at the spell-jamming helm. Pretty much, the Spelljammer is controlled just by thoughts. The chair is magical in that you sit at it, you attune to it, and you can control the ship just with your thoughts.
So don't have a migraine before you get on board. Got it.
If you also try to fight if there's two Spelljammers, Spelljamming helms, and two people are sat down, they fight for control, that'll give you a migraine too. Anyways.
Put me in there and we go towards the nearest star.
The both of you can hear through the glass at the helm. The captain says, Navigator, alert them that we're coming in. And there's a lamp with a lantern in there and some shutters that you close and open to do Morse code. Roll me perception, I guess?
I'm in dog
Actually,
form.
both of you have intelligence on if you know Morse code.
Alright.
I know Morse code.
And this is just straight perception. It's not like...
Just intelligence.
Okay. That's an 18, my friend.
You know Morse code. I'm just going to assume. At some point you picked up Morse
Non-natural
code.
20.
That's interesting.
You know Morse code then. Morse code is probably fairly common to communicate with ships. There's no radios, so...
I made the mistake that I am literally dog right now, just panting and wagging my tail as we come in with the wind in my face.
So with the... you can tell that they're flickering. Consolidation station, this is Nostromo wanting to come in for dock. They keep doing that over and over again, and it goes for like 6 minutes with nothing coming from the actual station. The station is like a little town built into the side of an asteroid that they are actually mining the inside of. There's a piece attached to the actual asteroid, and then it's held on by like planks and metal beams that come out and hold the actual like living quarters of that station outside of the actual asteroid. That's where like what looks like seaboat docks would be, but just in space. There are 3 spots for ships One is occupied by a very small shrike, which would usually be used as like a self-defense craft. After 5 minutes of just no answering, the captain's like, all right, bring her in. And the ship begins to move in towards what would be a spot at the docks. I need the two of you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's going to be good for me. Naturally high perception, so it's going to be 14.
Okay.
Okay. That is nothing. That's another 18.
Okay. So, as you're pulling in, what you're mostly looking for is like just obstacles that you might accidentally hit and cause damage to the ship. Or if you start to get a little too close to the side, you'd like raise your hand, and that would alert the Spelljammer to like hold up and like pay more attention to going in.
Right.
Just to avoid damage to the docks and the station. Kahal, you are mostly, looking down because there's nothing like really above. However, you do notice something kind of coming towards you. Roll me acrobatics. You notice what it is that's actually coming at him. You don't know what's coming at you. It's a gangplank, just discarded into space.
16.
16. Your reflexes are fast enough that as this like comes in, like it's pulled in by the Spelljammer's gravity and actually like flies at you. Then you're like, oh crap! And the gangplank misses you and hits the deck. Both the navigator and the captain are just like, what was that? Are you two okay?
Bark!
The gods guided me. It's fine. Yes.
There isn't a thought in that one behind those dog eyes, are there?
Bark!
I should also mention, during this entire point that you've all met Jesus, it does not appear he has blinked once.
Oh, God.
His eyes are bloodshot red.
Oh no, they're completely normal. That's what's even more disturbing. And of course,
Can I
he
sneak up on this
has the
one?
classic crazy eyes of... And
Perfect.
whenever he smiles, it's just like, this is uncomfortable. Why are you smiling so
It just looks
widely?
forced. Perfect.
As long as they don't have eyes in the back of their head, everything's fine. Everything will be fine.
Moving
As
on.
the gangplank hits the ship, the ship stops as Silas like stops and he's, what the hell was that? The captain's like, is that a gangplank? Who discarded that? Did one of you throw that out there?
I do not recall.
Alright, this is weird. Silas, bring her in. Jesus, will you throw the gangplank onto the dock once we pull into port?
Of course!
Alright, so the ship finally like gets into its actual dock. You throw the gangplank on, and people start to move onto the actual docks of the station. If you would like, you may roll me investigation. I will give you answers in a second once I describe what the docks look like. It's very clean. Like, it looks like as though people have been maintaining this.
14.
Gotcha.
16.
As you investigate, you like come out, you start looking around a little bit, and you notice like nothing's awry, aside from that gangplank having been either like
Yeah, she's back.
thrown out for some reason. Which is extremely weird. You pull the gangplank back into the dock before you leave. This one looks as though it was just thrown off the ship before the ship left.
Interesting.
But there is a door leading into a main area. There is a side door, which is a little bit larger of a door. And then there's like some crates stacked around that have like various like raw materials that have been mined and seem to be like about ready to go whenever a ship were to pull in.
So we've just boarded the Ichimara?
We are all one in unity.
I jokingly was going to title the station Ishimura, but I feel like that was a little too on the nose with all the references I've already made.
I mean, yes,
and to come later, I imagine.
Wait,
just
that's the...
just
Dead
call
Space.
Yeah, Dead Space. I was about to say, okay, so my reference to unitology is correct.
Yeah, I already called the Spelljammer the Nostromo.
Okay, okay, good. My brain is
Alien.
where I thought.
Yeah. This is what we're doing today.
All right, so the rest of the crew starts to depart. Grumbark walks onto the deck. Ilara after him. You also, the dwarf engineer of the ship, Thorin, also walks on. He starts to investigate some things. Silas
Silence.
and Oriana go to the other Spelljammer to see why this one is perfectly fine, but no one seems to have used it in a while. Aside from like some dust collecting on things, the docks seem in pretty good shape.
I think we could live here as a summer home. Sounds lovely. Yes.
I have a feeling we're going to find many wonderful discoveries here.
What makes you think
Discoveries.
that? Exactly. Do you know something?
Finders keepers.
Why don't you tell us what you know?
All I know
What secrets are you hiding?
I have no
go
secrets whatsoever. I'm
talking,
completely
I'm
a
gonna go
trustworthy
ahead
individual that's
and,
always
just
out for others
try to,
and
like,
others'
sniff
sake.
around and see if I smell
What
anything.
are you saying? I'm trying to talk to her.
I'm talking to Kenny. Go.
Yeah, you're talking over me.
I will choose to believe you. Tally ho then, good sirs.
So you start to sniff around, and it definitely smells like people have been here. Like there are the sense of this is a lived-in station. You know, people are working here. You smell sweat. You smell people's work. The sense kind of faded as though people have not been around for a while.
Okay. Do I smell any death, any decay?
Roll me perception.
It's gonna be 14.
Not really. Not here.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Should I change back into my
Probably.
hybrid form, or you think I could just be dog for a while? I like being dog.
It's all up to you.
Yay, I'm gonna be dog.
Dog brain.
Nothing is more disarming than a little doggy with a wagging tail, right?
All right, so Alara walks up to you and says, "All right, you four were tasked with figuring out what's going on here. We're going to start loading up the company's resources into the ship." You do notice that the ship's doctor, Seraphina, has started going onto the ship, onto the actual station, and it walks through the smaller doors in the front before turning and says, "I'm going to be in their infirmary and see if maybe they have something there that might be some hints," and then walks further in.
Is there a bridge?
It's a station. No.
Is there an HQ?
No, probably the ship control room up there.
To there! He points in the exact opposite direction.
Jesus.
There!
There you go.
He just kind of starts trotting off. Just
No one.
All right. So you walk through the main doors that the doctor walked through, and it looks like it's mostly like a receiving office, like where once you docked, you would walk in. There's the
Where is the
paperwork.
light coming from? Is there any light in these corridors?
So there is the corridors are lit as though like lit up as though people would be working and living here at this normal time.
But the only person that went through there was the doctor.
Yeah.
Eerie.
All the lights have been on.
Eerie. I'm sure it means nothing.
You walk through the doors. Roll me perception.
I'm just going to follow closely behind this big guy.
I'm
always got on your
That's
back.
a 21, my dude.
You kind of hear like a through the vents as though it like crossed by you recently. You kind of like look around a little bit, and then you do notice the Seraphina, the tiefling that walked in first, looks around and is like, more rats.
Wait, why would rats be...
Did that sound as heavy as a rat?
Sounded a bit heavier.
I don't know if that was rat. It smelled much different. Yes.
Very well fed rat.
Perhaps
No.
a rat of a odd
Yes,
size.
Skaven.
I perk up my ears when I hear rat and start wagging my tail.
No.
No.
None for you.
No. No plague rat. No. No plague rat. Plague person, but not rat. Very good. Tally-o.
So, in this room, there's some tables. There's a desk with what looks like what would be paperwork on top, and then also a back room behind that desk.
I go over and just start shuffling through the paper. I can't read.
Give me that. Alright, I shall read the paper that's sitting there.
Why are there no pictures?
The paper is what would usually be like receiving forms, outgoing forms. So it's it's all blank forms. But it's what like saying like, hey, this is what was produced today. Here's what went out on what ship. Here's what came in on what ship.
So
it's just inventory stuff.
Yeah, it's logistics, just inventory. It's the paper form of an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. At the bottom of the
Does
page.
it describe what the inventory is?
Well, it's raw materials.
That came in, okay.
What came in?
Yes.
Foodstuffs, medical supplies, what you would usually, bring into a town that can't produce for itself. Because you can't
Doesn't seem like it's worth a lot of money.
The paperwork, though, at the bottom notes, when form is finished, put in filing cabinets in back room. And then it has the Peter Hideo Enterprises logo in the corner.
I'm just going to quickly also scan the room, just do a light, just look around to see if I notice anything far-fetched.
Seems very normal, but empty. It's just eerily quiet and empty.
So there's no cabinets on the walls that are locked, no disturbances and like say any events. It's just a normal looking room, just sparse essentially.
Yeah, not in here.
Okay.
We've discovered a mining colony where everyone knows invisibility.
This is a home station that would house like 20 to 30 people, so it's weirdly empty.
Don't suppose they've all gone on vacation. I would. Gets lonely.
At the same time.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause we shut
quiet
down
quitting
for
is
them.
a thing, my friend.
The captain kind of overhears that and says, they would not be allowed vacation when they were all on duty. They get their vacation once their rotation is out.
I see. Yes. Very good.
All right. Is there anywhere else you guys wanted to go?
I'm going to kick down the back door.
I'm going to say, yeah, let's go to the back room.
Roll me a strength check.
He's just going to kick it down.
It's more it's like as you're just like going, well, what do we do next? Jesus just straight up drop kicks it.
Don't
All
even
right.
check if it's open first. Just go for it.
Yeah. Whatever, as long as we can brute force our way through.
my dude.
16? All right. You do kick the door. The bolt that's holding it closed breaks on the other side, and the door flies open. This causes a loud bang, as you can understand.
Ooh, let me in, let me in. Is there gold inside?
1 second.
I'm going to run
The
in.
navigator and the helmsman are both walking in as you're doing this and are not expecting this. And you hear a "Ah!" as Oriana is terrified at the loud bang that just over the silence.
Haha! Success!
They're awake now.
The helmsman just is like, yeah, I can say I'm awake now. Oi, Captain. The spelljamming helm of the Shrike out there is broken. The captain's like, broken? Who would break a ship and then leave it like that? Any of you who would like, roll me knowledge arcana.
That's a 9.
You don't know.
It was a natural 1.
16.
10.
You know spelljamming helms are wondrous magical items. It is not easy to just break a spelljamming helm.
Are you concerned about something there?
They're usually a little more sturdy than that.
So what does that mean? What are we dealing with here? Is there something roaming around this place? What could possibly accomplish that?
You do hear... Well, you would take another magical item to
Oh.
break a magical item.
What if a
Um,
being is magical?
Take a magical weapon. Their attack would have to be magical.
Fair enough.
You do hear the captain say, if you could please not break company property while we're here, that would be wonderful. But as you do get through the door...
They got insurance.
All things that stand in between me and the gods will be crushed
Okay.
and summarily repaired if necessary.
I'm just looking for treasure that I can split between all of us evenly.
Bark.
Anything on this station belongs to Peter Hideo Enterprises.
Of course it does.
We're here to take account of that.
Yeah, sure.
Besides, quick question: did you have a key to that door?
I didn't.
Then how were we to get it open?
I don't know. We could have found a way. Maybe.
I mean, you
Well,
can just
it's
kick
been
it.
Do you want it done fast, or do you want it done?
It's done.
Try to be careful next time.
Possibly. Probably.
So inside the door.
I can't make any promises.
Kick with more precision next time.
Inside the door, there are filing cabinets. There is also stairs leading up to second floor, which is where the shuttered lantern would be for relaying Morse code back to a spelljammer that's approaching.
Okay. Again, I'll just go over to one of the filing cabinets, open it up, take out some more papers. I still can't read!
This sign can't keep me out.
Now,
Kahal, you go up there
like
and read
the
it.
rest of the station, I'm assuming this room is also still lit.
Yep, it's lit. Looks like it's about ready for a day's work.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go up and look at
Captain!
the papers.
Question.
Yeah,
Why lights?
people have to work in lights.
But why lights with no people?
That's the question, isn't it?
Where is light coming from?
Someone's wasteful.
Lanterns.
So they're not
Oh,
magic
sorry.
lanterns.
They are magic. They don't need to be refueled.
Indeed.
They just produce light.
Indeed, yes. Clever.
Would be a shame if we had to stop working because a lantern ran out of fuel, wouldn't it?
Indeed. I'm going to go investigate that now. Once again, he is pointed in the exact wrong direction.
Jesus. That way.
Oh.
Can someone just, straight up come over and just turn him around?
I'm gonna
Well,
use
I
my
can't
head
reach.
and push him around the other way.
Investigate!
Alright.
I'm only
I'm
3
gonna look
feet
at the
tall.
paperwork
How
in
tall
wolf
are you,
form,
Kieran?
and then proceed
The
to
same.
try to
What's
talk
your
to
name?
people, forgetting I'm in wolf
Kasha.
form.
Cashin?
The Kenra helmsman looks at you, he's like, Kahal, I need you to speak Coleman at least. Coleman,
Common.
at least. Please, mate.
Get out of your mangy mutt form.
Hey, he's not mangy.
He smells
yet.
like rusty nails and lavender. Somehow it works.
I'm back in my hybrid form.
So as you do start reading through the pages, you some of this stuff is just what ships came in, or what spelljammers came in, what goods went out. It's exactly the backlogs of what that paperwork is. You do notice that it looks like the entire folder of the month that the station was went silent is gone.
Hmm. Aren't you in human form? Speak. What happened?
They've been missing for a month.
They've been missing for a month. We know that, but is there any report?
There's nothing. It's like they've all vanished.
Hmm.
So everyone just disappears at once. No record. A month goes by.
Apparently no shipments either.
I blame zombies. Let's go find and kill
I say we
them.
should probably let you all go ahead, and I'll stay behind and follow from a distance.
Aren't you the backstabber? You're supposed to get in
Who
front
said
of
I'm
them.
a backstabber? I'm not a backstabber. I'm always there. I always got your back.
At this point,
Exactly.
I'm still just walking up to.
I need you close so I can throw you behind them so you can stab them.
I'm still heading up
yes,
to that
of
extra.
course.
I'm just walking past him. I just go with me and just pick any of them and take him up with me.
That works too.
Any vents I can jump into?
Any events?
There are vents along the floor and the walls. You go to that second floor, and there is both that lantern, there's a desk, there's also a book that, it's like a binder that looks like you're supposed to take down names of spelljammers that come in, or approach, or do anything with you.
It's a log, essentially.
Yeah. The last date on this log is a week before the next ship tried to come in and the station was silent. It looks like pages have been ripped out.
Aha! Numbers! I can read these.
If you went with him, you can read.
Oh.
I would imagine you can read.
Perchance, you do see what I see with these pages, and they're not existing here, yes?
Someone must have been cooking the books.
But to make it so obvious seems counterintuitive. No?
Beep,
Why would someone do this in such an obvious way and just leave it out? That does not make sense. Why does it not make sense? Captain!
Captain's downstairs, and you hear a voice. Why?
Why would someone rip out 2 pages so fragrantly from a log?
So people don't know they arrived? I guess?
But why make that the main log that everyone has access to?
Shipment of contraband?
It could be a number of reasons. Let's try to find someone.
Did you, perchance,
that
know
the-
anyone on this station, Captain?
A few. Not really first name basis. It was more professional. I only show up here like every 2-3 months.
So no one struck you as a person who would, say, be illicit in their activities? No?
Peter Hideo Enterprises does thorough background checks. I don't think anyone would be able to get that many people enough to make it
Oh, it's station-wide.
a station-wide problem would get by our background checks.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Now,
They do very good
I'm
background checks.
assuming...
We don't apply the same requirements to contractors.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm assuming the pages that were ripped out, the last entry on the date is like right before things went silent.
Yeah.
So the last ship that came in must have something to do. What is the name of the ship in the dock?
That's the slightly disappointing.
That's
I'm
the name of the
looking
ship.
Living
at
up to its name.
I'm looking at the log.
So you do notice
Is that this? Is that the ship?
Oh.
Point at the last.
there are a number of different ships. You even notice the Nostromo having showed up and goods came in, things went out.
I'm talking about like the very last entry before the pages got ripped out.
Yes.
It's the slightly disappointing.
Yes. However, what it looks as you read it, it looks like it's just like a patrol thing. It's not the ship is supposed to be there.
So the ship's like permanently docked here.
Yeah, it's docked there. They take it out for emergency runs,
Okay.
or if like pirates come a little too close, they take it out and fight the pirates.
Oh, so it's got like arms.
Yes.
Huh.
Your Star Moth also has arms. Like you have 2 ballistae inside and then a monogel on the top.
Okay. Where else would logs be kept, and where else might people go on this place?
There's got to be some habs.
Well, yes, there is some habitation on this part of the station, but all the work is done on the actual asteroid. We just have to cross the bridge. That's it.
Let's cross the bridge and...
So you all are in that side room. Where are you both? Are you in the side room as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, Max picked me up.
Oh, I thought you.
No, I picked him up.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I just assumed he was just following behind.
okay.
My apologies.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Well, we could head down the bridge. Maybe there's some loot. I mean, some property that we can secure, or individuals we can meet up with, and see what the hell happened here.
All right. Is that what you want to do?
sure.
All right. So you both, all of you.
Let's want to go on the vents caching by yourself. Does that sound like a good idea? You want to do that? You want to go on an event journey? Event adventure?
Two of us are horror characters, basically. It's gonna be great for the monsters in this. They're gonna come and think, oh, look at this cute little gnome. He's gonna be the fucking Stabbo McKee over here, or Chucky. And then they have me, like, oh, look, it's a little woofy. And then all of a sudden I turn to a 10-foot tall monster.
Before he answers, like going to the vents, I just kind of rush over, put my hand over his mouth, and just kind of whispers like, "There's something
Did it tickle? Did it tickle?
the
Did
vents."
it tickle?
Okay.
That's more reason
It's
to check it out.
probably rats. There's rats on our ship, probably.
Yeah, but a large rat to you is even larger to me, so never mind.
Dinner.
This, I don't think, was rat. I know rats. I've befriended rats. I've spoken with them. Have lovely families there. But this was no rat.
Can I smell?
It's an imperial ratling.
Can I smell the vent to see if I can determine what it is?
You can. However, when you go to smell, you realize that the vents down, like one side of the vents, is actually pulls air in.
Oh, no, I can't smell that.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out what it is eventually, but I'm not going to be the one to do it. It's going to be one of you. Together.
I'm not pest control.
All right.
As an adventure team.
Idea! I'm going to go to the infirmary. I know the dead. I can speak with them, I think. I will see what happens there. Goodbye! He just turns and walks away.
Alright.
Actually, great idea. If something bad happened, there would be evidence there.
I agree.
Right.
Let's
So you
follow
all-
the crazy man.
So as you all
Half
go
insane.
back into the main room and then go to head
just
down the
dog.
hallway, both Grumbark and Oriana are there, and Grumbark's like, Oriana, come check this out. I found something really cool. She's like, what? No, we have work to do. No, come on, come check this out.
What was it? What did you find?
Oh, it's nothing. I just want something I want to show her.
I see.
Someone found the shinies.
Very good then. Just keeps on walking.
I'm just going to stealthily follow him then. And see what he's actually going to show her.
Roll me
And try to hide.
stuff.
Where's my tower? Where's my tower? There's a tower.
That's my time.
Well, where's mine?
Somewhere.
What'd you get?
Did you roll a 1? Please tell me you rolled a 1.
I rolled a 2.
So you're trying to, like, kind of, sneak by, but Grumbark definitely turns and notices. He's like, why are you following?
He wants to see whatever you're going to show.
I'm just curious. Can I be
No,
curious?
it's only for her.
Why is it only for her? Why can't it be for me?
It must be the rain.
What about me? No, everyone's always talking about her, but no one's talking about me.
Oriana-
Someone's got
like,
a weird proposal.
Yeah,
place.
why can't anybody else see this? I'd feel more comfortable if he came along. This is really weird. The orc looks at you and says, you aren't supposed to see. It doesn't want you to see! As he starts screaming, you notice that some blood is actually, like, his eyes, like, it looks as though it's like some blood vessels in his eyes have ruptured.
You got a little something.
Some blood's trickling down his nose and
I'm
ear.
going to rush quickly to him and grab that off its hand and throw it away from him.
Grab what out of his hand?
The thing that's causing him to hemorrhage.
There's nothing in his.
The
Yeah,
thing
you
he was
say-
going to show.
There's nothing in his hands.
Yeah,
He
there's
was
nothing in
taking
his
it
hands.
somewhere.
He didn't
Oh,
say
he
anything
was
about
just
his
taking
hands.
someone somewhere.
But as you do, like, rush up, he collapses to the ground and begins convulsing.
Well, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot stick.
It's got rabies.
I'm
Captain?
going to just pick him up by the leg and kind of like...
Okay,
Okay,
hold
so
on.
he-
This is an orc.
Yeah.
I am 10 feet tall.
This is an orc.
And
He's about the same
He's
weight, if not
big.
heavier than you.
I'm picking him
probably
up by
heavier.
the leg and I'm going to see if I can shake the shakes out of him.
Roll a strength track then, or something.
Roll a strength check.
It better be
Well,
high.
if it's just him here,
It better be really
Take a
high. Nope.
What, I weigh 400 pounds.
That doesn't mean you can lift
The
400
orc
pounds.
is huge. He probably weighs as much as you do.
I'm intently watching
He's
to
a
see if the
half-orc.
wallet falls out.
Yeah. DM
I'm
rules.
sorry.
DM
This
determines.
is my NPC. He's
Yeah.
an orc.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a 10. Strength check 10.
You go to pick up the leg. You can pick up the leg, but like you're trying to lift him. It's you're just getting the leg up.
And he's just
an orc.
convulsing and throwing his arms around all over the floor.
He's also convulsing. He's dead weight. He's heavy.
Detaches like
Can
a
I
zombie
like
limb.
shake him then like a throw rug
Wait,
maybe?
wait.
Unshake him.
Do you want to?
There's a good sound for this.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes. That sped the fuck up like crazy.
Yeah, of course it is.
I like how we all know exactly what that's from.
Do you want to shake the orc's legs?
Are you trying to shake the shakes out of him?
I'm just gonna be like, yo, are you okay, Cook?
Cook!
Wakey, wakey.
You still with us?
Or
Cook!
We
The
came,
shaking's not stopping!
became Scooby Doo very
I
fast.
think you're making it worse.
Oriana is looking. He's like, stop it! He's having a seizure.
So he's possessed by
I
demons?
just kind of walk over, push them all aside, look at him, go, I see. I just kind of kneel over him, smack my hands on the side of his head. It's like, be still, damn you! And I cast Cure Wounds.
Roll me a medicine check.
I'm casting a spell.
Roll me a medicine check.
Okay.
That's
Ow,
great.
damn you. Yeah, that's a 22, my dude.
Okay, so casting the spell would obviously you can always just cast a spell that doesn't
Right.
require a medicine check. But as you kind of like realize, like your hand gets covered in blood, and you realize that whatever caused damage was a massive brain hemorrhage. Casting a cure wounds spell would buy him some time, but it would not solve the issue. He's pretty much dead.
Okay. Come on
So
a
he's
second.
laying still at this point.
Just goes around the other side. It's like, I'll check if he's still alive. Doesn't
All right.
seem like it.
Well, he's got no use for anything on him. Is there anything on his person that I can take?
What do you mean?
Money?
400 pounds of fresh meat.
Well, yeah, but you can't sell him for meat.
He's got some armor and a hammer,
Hmm.
like a big two-handed hammer.
Oh, well, I ain't taking that.
Yes, take it. Let's see what happens.
At
can't
this
take
point,
it.
I just scream, "By the gods, breathe, damn you!" I just start punching him.
Stop!
And-
Stop! He's already dead.
And as he's doing so, like, one of my hits casts Spare the Dying.
I'm
What does
gonna
that
keep
do?
shaking his legs as he's doing this.
I am on top of him. Stop it.
Aw.
This is
Yeah.
like
So, like, straight up, one of my hits just casts Spare the Dying to stabilize him at the very least.
Okay, so you have cast Spare the Dying. He is unconscious, though.
I had no idea that would work.
violence solves everything, though.
It does.
So,
I
You
mean,
punch him back to life.
suddenly he just stands up and is like, "Gentlemen, that was actually quite bad. Because that orc was hemorrhaging from the brain, and it takes a lot to do that. Especially to this kind of gentleman. Therefore, some fucked up shit is going down here."
Shouldn't we take him to Seraphina, the doctor?
Yeah? Where's Seraphina?
Right so! Which is where we were heading before he decided to try and do something to you, fair... I'm sorry, what's your gender again?
She's a female elf.
My fair lady, I don't want to discriminate.
Yeah, you're good.
So, next best step. Where is the doctor?
Down the hall on the right?
Very good! You!
Bart.
Carry him!
Just drags him by the foot.
yeah, you have to drag him by the
Grab him,
leg.
drag him
Hitting
by the
everything on
foot.
the way there.
You pick him up by the shoulders, and the Silas walks to be like, "All right, I got his legs," and he
How heavy is this guy? How heavy is a half orc?
heavy. He's like 400. He's about as heavy as you.
Okay, so he I could one hand lift him. Got it.
No, you cannot.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What if they evacuated because of a plague, and he just caught it?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. Maybe we should get the hell out of here.
We should decide this as soon as a doctor, not me, takes a look at him.
A real doctor.
Don't mind the stab wound.
We really need to.
Don't
teach
worry,
you-
I am only a doctor on TV. Kind of. What's TV?
What is a TV?
We're heading towards the infirmary. I'm assuming we're at the door now.
Yes, you're at the door. You push the door open, and
No,
Sarah,
no. There is no pushing. There is... Doctor!
Seraphina was holding some. She's like, oh, this flies into the air. There, a bunch of like vials like smash on the ground. She's,
Our cook is dead.
what?
The cook is injured.
What happened?
Brain hemorrhage.
Brain hemorrhage? He's a perfectly healthy orc. How did
And
he have
yet-
a brain hemorrhage?
That is an excellent question, to which we must discover.
Yeah, it didn't
But right
help.
now, he needs an actual non-TV medical doctor.
I assume you're going to bring him in and lay him.
Yes.
Okay. The two of you bring him in. You lay him on the table, and she's like, "Okay, looks like he's fine for the moment. I will get some of my things. Some things are missing here. I don't know why.
What things?
A lot of medicals, like what I would usually have in like my medical kit. I'm gonna have to go back to the ship and get some of the stuff. Well, whatever you guys are about to do, give me some time with Grom, please."
Indeed. Are there any bodies in here?
No. Surprisingly.
I have a feeling this is about to change.
What
At
gives you
this
that
point,
feeling?
like, straight up his eye just starts twitching. Stop that. He's just straight up staring at a corner, just...
Oh.
So,
Hey. Silas looks at her. He's like, all right, dog, I'll walk you back to the ship just in case. And they both leave the room. You are in the infirmary. You're free to investigate as you please. You have an orc body on a table.
Is he alive or dead?
he's dead.
He's in the process of dying.
He's stable,
Slowly.
but he's...
There's no way we
As
can
stable as you can be while bleeding out and having a massive brain hemorrhage.
So there's no way we can save him.
Well, not you.
Okay, cool.
Need an actual non-TV medical doctor.
That's what's happening right now. So until then, I'm just gonna look around the room and see if there's anything of interest.
Does anything smell odd? Anything on him smell odd? Does his blood smell like his normal blood in his normal body?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not.
Why are you
some
smelling
weird-
the orc for? Is that gonna help?
I'm trying to decide what's caused this.
What would you like to roll for it?
As he's smelling, I am going to do a little bit of just looking over the body, especially around the head, to see if there's any kind of... What's the word? Shit. Like any damage, any puncture,
Psionic.
any damage.
What would I run for psionic?
Maybe Arcana.
It would be okay. I'm going to do an arcana.
And I'm focusing around the head, but I'm not just like making it exclusive to the head. Just
And I'm
doing it
rummaging through the
Roll me
room.
medicine. Roll me investigation. What are you rummaging through?
I'm just rummaging through all the stuff in the room. See if there's anything
Roll
of
me
interest.
investigation.
I got a
Yep.
12.
You got a 12?
That is a 19.
Cool. So you do find bruising, but not like that's like what you would expect from a hemorrhage, like blood, kind of like your vessels ruptured.
Yeah, the blood vessels all around his head, including in the head, are ruptured. Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is weird. This is the most massive brain hemorrhage you have ever seen by such a long shot. This is weird. You can kind of get a sense of some magic. You can't tell much about it though.
Could I roll again?
No.
Mine is 15.
And do I find anything else, like just inspecting the body, or it's mainly around the head?
It's mainly the head.
Peculiar.
You do find what you typically find in an infirmary. There's some tonics, tinctures, things that you would like. It's fantasy medicine.
Yeah. Any
However-
syringes I can fill with air.
You're sick and evil. I love it.
What?
How did we kill the enemies, guys?
There
Corner-
are no syringes.
Aw.
Corner cabinet, third from the top.
Oh, look, I found the syringes. Perfect.
How do you know that? Don't worry about it.
I got the syringes. I'm filling
There's
them
no
with air.
syringes.
We're going to hold these motherfuckers down, and we're going to make them die the painful way.
Anyways, you do find that a lot of bandages are missing. Things for to relieve pain are missing. Also a lot usually you'd have some saw bone fancy bone saws around for amputations just in case. Missing.
Hey guys, look, I found this really weird gun that shoots this weird straight beam, and if I press this button, it turns the other way and shoots another beam.
What?
The cutter.
Oh.
Dead ring.
Dead
Oh.
space.
Stay focused on the thing that's going on. Or, come on. Dated references. Let's go.
Does anyone know where this chap was before he tried to hemorrhage himself?
He did eat the special. We all ate the special.
The special is not my concern. My concern is where was
Yeah,
he?
where was he? Was he just following behind us? Or do we all go together?
Well,
Nobody
we
else
all,
is in the room with you.
Okay, so
He arrived
it's
with
just
us.
Yeah.
He came out with us, and then he decided to go loopy and then bleed to death.
Once you had docked, everybody kind of spread out. Some people went further in, the doctor did. Some people hung around that one area. 2 people went to the ship.
Kahal, you got sent.
was he one of the 2 people
Traces-
that went to the ship? Do we know?
He
Traces,
was not. You saw Silas and Oriata, the pilot and the navigator.
Okay, and we don't exactly or didn't see where he went.
No,
Do we know if he went with anyone else?
we don't know. There are currently 5 other crew members that you can ask. Just not in the room with you.
All right, let's get out of here.
Captain! Question!
The captain is not within earshot. You probably have to go back to...
Let's go back and
I
find
am
out.
somehow aware and not aware of this at the same time, so I just, like, turns and just walks to the door. It's just like,
Just keeping that pose the whole time.
exactly.
Dogman. Shouldn't be able to, like, figure out where he has been by his scent.
I can smell around.
Actually, yeah, you can grab his scent and...
Yeah, I have his scent in from the
Let's,
room.
let's
so
retrace
go.
his steps. And
I'm-
hopefully we won't... I'll be behind you all.
So I'm
and
gonna
then
be
we'll
in
see
full.
what
I'm gonna go
happens.
down to complete lupine form then, and so that means I won't be able to speak. So I'll have to use body language, and then on top of that, for you guys to keep within the character that I'm running here, I will basically get advantages on stealth and senses.
Just to kind of keep this more like... rules as written. Just roll me a perception check.
Yeah, the stock is 14, so
For what?
my stock perception is 14. So
Oh, the
I think that's
passive?
pretty,
Oh, passive
yeah.
perception.
Yeah. It's been working for every roll so far, so I think we could just keep with it. Save time.
Sure.
Does he roll a
yeah,
one?
you can catch his scent. I mean, he's...
So we're gonna trail around and
He was cooking. You can kind of get the smell of like what he was cooking off of him, and where he's been as like the smell has like deposited. Who all is following Kahal?
I'm going to follow Kahal. I got your back, buddy. You can, whatever he
You
encountered.
know exactly where.
You're going back to the captain. You're following him. Okay, so all of you leave.
Splitting up is always a good idea.
Just not in a party of 1 and 3, because that ends up being a party of 3 and
0.
Yeah.
I need the 3 of you to roll me. Well, did you leave like with him?
Yeah.
All right. Need you two to roll me a perception once you've left the room, and so you are following the scent down the hall. You hang a left. You are where he collapsed, and you start coming back down, following back where he was.
Is it higher than my native perception?
I need you to roll
Yeah, roll.
perception.
Because you get one. you
Could be
can-
14.
14.
Alright. Perception. 6.
6.
Yep.
All right. You kind of hear a like thumping again,
Mm-hmm.
but not much. You can't really tell where that was from. Or
Can I stop and try to listen again?
you stop and listen, but you kind of don't hear it. It's gone at this point. You do notice Silas and the doctor walking back, and they're carrying stuff, like the medical supplies from the ship that were missing, and they bank the corner. You go the other way, further down towards where the actual like mining station proper is, where you would cross the bridge. As you keep starting to sniff, you hear the doctor scream. We'll come back to you though. You go back to the main the reception area, and the captain is kind of like writing some things down. And
Captain!
yes,
Do you happen to know where your cook went after he disembarked?
everyone kind of split up, but I think he said he was going to check the mining station proper and see if anyone was working, and just everybody was working right
He's
now.
on the verge of death right now.
What happened?
Brain hemorrhage. We have no idea how.
Brain hemorrhage.
Indeed! Quite strange. I've never seen anything like it. Quite massive. Yes. Even for an orc. Half orc. What is he again?
Orc.
Orc. Quite unnerving to see.
Is maybe the air in there toxic? It is a mining station after all. If someone turned off the
I've never
vents.
seen a toxic gas cause a hemorrhage this massive.
So you would know that, like, boop, what you would get in like an asteroid like that might be toxic. That's a little extreme immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But also, stations like these have like very large vents, so that they can bring in a bunch of air and then vent out the toxic air from the asteroid.
It is possible, yes.
It'd be a delayed reaction, though.
So normally he wouldn't scream, it doesn't want you to see before he hemorrhages.
That's rather ominous.
Indeed! Which is why I asked if you knew where he went, because something about this, the sounds, the smells, the hemorrhage. Math does not math, and I know math.
You hear the doctor scream.
I think we need to go take care of that first.
We may have another hemorrhage.
Right, go ahead.
A mental image of like we just
So I
stabbed.
turn my heel and just go, tally ho! And sprint.
You sprint. You guys heard the scream. What are you both gonna do about it?
Ignore
hey,
and keep going.
no, boy,
Um,
boy, come on, boy, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go now. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come here, boy.
You'll get treats.
You get treats.
Bark.
You're gonna get a treat.
Bark.
We're
Come
gonna
on.
need to pause real quick.
We can pause real quick.
Oh, we froze.
Stream froze.
Yeah,
Back in a sec, folks.
I like
Okay, let's see here. Video device. We might have to restart OBS because it's kind of stuck.
Oh yeah, do like an end task, yeah, or
Yeah.
close it up.
All right, one sec, everyone. We'll be right back.